Good morning, YouTube. Louie here with the best silver gold deals of Wednesday, May 7th, 2025, FOMC Day. Let's rock. Okay, we have gold given back part of yesterday's gains, down $44 to 3,388, and silver down 31 cents to 32.86. In the futures market, let me reload this. The June futures are trading at 33.02, hovering right around that support level of 33 in the silver futures markets. We have had outflows in the gold and silver ETFs over the last couple of days. And a story that I don't think is getting enough play is what is happening in China. Now, we know China has been a big buyer of gold, but things are not well in China. If you do a little research on this, you'll see that they're really struggling. The consumer in China is struggling. The businesses are struggling. The tariffs are kneecapping them. And it's just not good over there. And one of my fears, in addition to a stock market crash, which I think is imminent here, just my opinion, is that China, if they need to raise liquidity to fund their economy or their stimulus programs, they might even start selling gold. I mean, what would you do if your major trading partner had an embargo basically on your products and your factories were idle? And you needed to raise cash, okay, to pay off all the debt that you have in U.S. dollars. So I'm fearful of this gold story reversing here. Also, as a stock market crash could bring down silver and gold in some kind of waterfall event. We are in May. It is the doldrums for precious metals, and these stories can change very quickly. So, and on the tariff side, you may not know that we sell into the world, I think something like 6 times more services than we do products. Now think about entertainment, Hollywood movies, think about software. What happens if China comes back and puts a tariff on U.S. services? I think we are setting up for something big here, and I can't promise that'll happen, but I'm very fearful of these markets right now. In the futures market, we already said silver's at 33. The 10-year bond awaiting the FOMC decision today is at 432, a little bit elevated. And the question here when we get to the FOMC decision is will he stand pat, which most people expect, or will he do a shocking rate cut in the face of sticky tariff-based inflation? Now, we know the short end will drop. I think he will cut personally because I think he's terrified right now that this market could get away from him. But, the short end could drop, but what happens to the long end? We are at the 10-year bond here at 4.32. And, normally it would come down as the Fed cuts due to fear of recession. But I don't know. We'll have to watch that 10-year. It'll give us a big clue in a day or two after, especially if he cuts rates. If he doesn't cut rates, then the 10-year will likely stay right about here or continue dropping. All right, if he is vigilant on inflation. Before we get on to the deals, all right, let's go to the question of the day. And the question of the day is, here we go. Oh, what happened? Wait a minute. What else do you collect? Okay, here is a 61 Epiphone. What you call that? A split tail. I forget. I just blanked on the name of it. But what else do you collect? And here are guitars. That's something I collect. And I don't want to get a strike on that. But what else do you collect? I hear the price of used guitars is coming down, vintage guitars, and they don't get any better than a nice vintage Epiphone or, a Fender, etc. But what else do you collect besides precious metals? Is there anything else in your tangible asset pile that you collect? Let us know, because I am very curious about that. I like musical instruments. I think they retain a great deal of value, and time is on your side in regard to those. But, maybe it's comic books, maybe it's something else tangible. Of course, numismatics are a big item for us stackers, but what else do you collect? All right, let's get on to the stories. The deals of the day. I got a little more time this morning, so I can go a little slower. All right, we've got a 1 gram gold bar, 125 at Summit Metals. The new customer deal at bullion.com, 109 for a gram of gold. And moving up to a 10th ounce gold eagle, 379 at Summit Metals, cheaper today than yesterday. A 1/10 maple, 376 at Summit Metals. Quarter ounce gold eagle, 899 at Summit. Quarter ounce Krugerrand, 890 at Summit Metals. And no, I don't think I would buy that. A $5 commemorative, a good alternative to a quarter ounce gold eagle. And those are 830 now in the slab with the booby prize of MS69. And not a bad alternative to a quarter ounce gold eagle, usually cheaper on the way in, but sells for a little less on the way out to your LCS. 10 gram gold, if you're going metric, 1128 for 10 grams over at Golden Eagle. We got a half ounce gold eagle at 1,736 at Summit Metals. Half ounce maple is 1,768 at Summit Metals. A kind of surprise coin here. We're not sure what the imperfections will be, but 1,755 at Bullion Exchanges. Don't you dare buy any of these until you check out Costco. Half ounce gold Britannia is 1,749 at Bullion Exchanges. Half ounce Krugerrand, 1,761 at Summit Metals. A 1 ounce gold eagle, 3,456 at Summit Metals, and a Buffalo 3,492 at Bullion Exchanges. Welcome new subscribers, members, and people just stopping by to take a look. I'm not sponsored by any of these bullion dealers, so I can give you my best ideas on where to buy, both here, Costco, Walmart, and eBay. So, let's just come on along for the ride and give me a thumbs up while you're thinking about it. And let's go find some good deals if you're buying today. I'm not. You know my reasons, but that doesn't mean you don't have to. We could be, headed off. Silver has not made its move, and I thought it would make its move by now, but I think, the downward pressures really scare me. Okay, let's keep going here. A 1 ounce gold maple, 3,449 at Summit Metals. Let's do a 1 ounce Britannia, 3,432 at Bullion Exchanges. Do you notice the dealers that are not in my rotation here? They're the dealers that everybody shops at. They are the AppMexes. They are the SD Bullions. They are the JM Bullions. They are part of the Amark Borg, the company that's gobbling up all of these smaller companies. Notice how they're not in my rotation. There's a good reason for that. And if you're shopping there, take another look at where you're shopping. All of these products are brilliant uncirculated, unless I say otherwise, and it should be the exact same product for less than you may be paying. All right, let's keep going here. Let's do a Krugerrand, and that's a good alternative to a gold eagle or any old gold, usually the cheapest of your sovereign gold, and accepted everywhere and recognized everywhere. It is not pure gold, but it is upweighted so that you get an ounce of pure gold. 3,396 at Bullion Exchanges. Maybe you want to keep your premiums low right now in case you have the same fears that I have. Okay, this big boy, and it is really big and really beautiful. A 50 peso, 1.2 ounce of gold, 4,095 at Bullion Exchanges. It's AU or BU, so hopefully you get the BU. Great buy right there for big gold, big sovereign gold. So check that out. 20 franc this morning is 645 at Provident Metals. That's a 0.186 or something like that ounce of gold. Very good collector piece. Not a collector piece, a very good foreign gold, fractional foreign gold. If you can't afford fractional U.S. gold, you may want to consider fractional foreign gold. And I'm reminded of my friend Silver Hair Stacker, who is a retired school teacher. What does he do with his excess money from his pension? puts it in 20 francs, and he has got a stack of those you won't believe. He started buying these probably when they were 3 something, and now they're 6 something. That is how you supplement your retirement. You know what's even better in retirement? When you go to sell one of these, and maybe it's appreciated, hopefully it has, but there's going to be no tax consequences unless you are a real Boy Scout and go ahead and report that to the U.S. government yourself. So, yeah, you won't pull a 1099 on something like this when you sell, a few ounces of fractional foreign gold. There you go. Supplement your retirement, you guys. It's really nice to have a little piggy bank there to dip into when you have unexpected expenses or, oh, the kids. The kids are always knocking on the door for money. All right, let's do a Platinum Eagle. Platinum Eagle this morning should be cheaper, 1,176 at Monument Metals. And checking the platinum price, and my platinum indicator hasn't triggered. We're still hovering here below $1,000. When it gets to 1,000, it usually pulls back. Will silver and gold do that as well? We'll have to see. It's going to be a really volatile day, really volatile. I don't think I did the economic calendar, did I? Let me go back, or did I miss it? 1 second. Let me get back to the economic calendar. Losing my mind here. Right there. Okay, so today is FOMC meeting at 2 p.m. Eastern. Now that'll move the markets dramatically, okay? And the stock market is kind of up at resistance here after having what I think is a dead cat bounce. So we could see a sell-off or we could see a further rally. Very telling day at 2 p.m. Eastern. If he does nothing, then you're going to want to watch the press conference at 2:30. If he leans dovish, that could also have implications on the market. So, and then tomorrow we have initial jobless claims. That'll be big as well. So just watch everything. I would just bookmark whatever it is you really love and see if it gets cheaper today. That would be my advice. Let's keep going to a Silver Eagle. And I hope you guys scoped out those deals on Vermilion and Minot yesterday. Or was it Coinhuskers? God, I get those two confused. For the off-quality Silver Eagles. Vermilion had off-quality Eagles at $1 over spot. Really great deal over there on those. So you want to check those coin dealers on YouTube every day and act quickly if they have something you want. But if you're buying in the general market, $37.47 for a single Silver Eagle, BU Eagle at Summit Metals, backdate. They're going to be cheaper over at Pinehurst in a tube of 20. They're going to be $37.10 or Monster Box, $36.60 over at Pinehurst. Backdate Silver Eagles. People have been very happy with those backdate Silver Eagles from Pinehurst. Yeah, don't pick those up over at APMEX, please. Nothing in the off-quality category at the major dealers that I can find. My red light and caution light is on because you know what I think. All right, let's keep going here. And Silver Maples, 36.38 at Monument Metals. Kangaroos are 36.24 at Hero. That's the single quantity price. Larger quantities may be cheaper. Really yucky kangaroos, probably the worst you'll ever see, 34.64 at Hero Bullion. But if you think silver is silver and you have a fondness for sovereign silver, it is not faked as much as silver bars and other things, maybe silver pandas. You can pick up these lousy kangaroos at $34.64. They won't get any cheaper than that probably. Okay, but we're finding good deals on eBay, so let's wait for that as well. $36.11 for a BU Britannia at Summit Metals. And a BU Krugerrand also at Summit, $35.81, pretty good price. A Philharmonic is $35.24, even better price at Bullion Exchanges. Nothing wrong with a Philharmonic in your sovereign silver stack. Okay, and the Libertads are like, hard to find under $42. So congratulations to those of you that picked those up much, much cheaper. All right, let's do the Eagle Privy Eagle. They're selling these on the Coin Shopping Network in MS70 for $150. You can get these for $46. And they're going to have a hard time selling them all. But anyway, if you want to play with that, $46 over at Bullion Exchanges. Over at Costco, will they drop their prices today after raising them quite a bit? We've got the silver bar at $3.69, the gold maple at $34.59, and we have the Gold bar at $34.59. Get the maple over the bar. We have the buffalo at $35.39. Quite a bit more expensive for both the buffalo and the eagle, but they're both in stock, and you can get 2 of those at a time every day with that executive club membership and a good rebate credit card. You get about 4% off, okay, and that'll put those in the bargain category. And those prices may come down today. They do that a little later in the day sometimes. Let's do junk in the trunk. Junk this morning, cheapest I can find, 24.13 times face. Over on the website, bestsilvergolddeals.com. You can follow along with these videos, and 24 times face is 3360. 3380 or so. Melt on the junk would put you at least about $1 over spot on this junk deal here. In a larger quantity, it'll be a little bit less over spot, over melt. 24.06 over at Pinehurst for a big bag of quarters if you've got $2,400 to spend. In the 1 ounce round category, 34.46 for 1, 34.26 for 20 over at Golden Eagle. Not the best deal. Will get cheaper on eBay. The 10 ounce cast bars I still like at $3.44 over at Pinehurst Coins. And you may want to check out the chat room where a gentleman there shows you some metric silver, 100 gram bars. He has bought, Americans hate metric anything, and you could find lower premiums on metric. Get good at doing the math, and you may lower your value, your average cost, if you're picking up metric over U.S. standard weights. Anyway, 1 ounce bar in the secondary market. Secondary market bars over at Monument Metals, $35.28. At Monument Metals, kind of pricey. Let's do a kilo. Kilo ought to be cheaper today, 1,093 for 32.15 ounces of silver. You can do the math on that. The kilo Perth Mint coin deal is still up at SD Bullion, and you may get a nice one, you may not get a nice one. You will definitely get a scratch capsule, so complain about that if you do. Over on eBay, pick up a pocket pinger. You're going to like that when you go to the garage sales. You check out, see if you can find that fake Morgan. Let's see, and let's do Silver Eagles. All right, let's find the good ones. We got any culls today? Let's see, 745 might be a small seller. No, big seller, pretty good feedback, and he is doing 2014 Silver Eagles. Read description. Why do I have to read the description? A lot of 20 have been removed from their container for the purpose of taking pictures. Protective gloves are worn. BU condition. Okay, sounds okay. So what's the price? At $7.45, that'd be about $37.50. $36.50 out the door. Nope, you can keep them. No deals on Eagles this morning. Okay, let's keep going here. I mean, that'll probably beat Pinehurst, but not by enough to get me excited. Let's find a better deal. $37.40, about $36.40 out the door for 100 Silver Eagles. Yeah, I want better than that. Let's look for a better deal. Let's do the rotation for the non-U.S. sovereign coins. Tuba 25 Maples are $9.04. Tuba 25 Britannias are $8.98. Tuba 25 Kangaroos have been the cheapest lately. Oh, not cheap anymore, $9.11. Tuba Krugerrands are $900. Looks like $8.98 is going to be our lowest price, and we have a little cheat sheet here on the website. $8.98. We'll call that $900. So your per unit price is $36, but if you utilize the credit cards I recommend, the PayPal credit card or the American Express Clear Blue Cash, you'll get 3% off. You'll be out the door at $34.92. So that was on, what was that on? $8.98. That is on Britannia. Let's take a closer look at these, make sure they're BUs. And they are backdates. Okay, Pinehurst Coins, good seller. And there you go, Britannias. All right, well, not too bad. Let's keep going here. Let's find something really tasty for you guys. How about junk in the trunk? And junk in the trunk, we're going to go with $10 face, because in lower quantities, the eBay sellers are not going to be that competitive. So go to $10 face and no slicks, and this is too cheap at $2.30. What's wrong with you? You only have 2 feedback. We don't buy from low feedback sellers. Sorry about that. 242 is a better 796. That's enough feedback. 100% positive, free shipping. Just a good old set of quarters here. $10 face, 24. Let's call that 24.30 times face. Now on that one, you're going to take 70 cents off, and you're going to be at 23.60. Okay, so that's going to be a great deal on junk right there. If you're picking up junk, that's pretty darn close to spot. And let's see if we can get it cheaper in a larger lot. First, the hold and the damaged and the slicks are going to come up. You want to go past those and go to... I'm going to go to the dimes because I don't like the look of those quarters there from Liberty. Liberty is, you know, I don't know. Sometimes their silver is a little questionable, but nothing wrong with these. And Liberty often has great deals on gold. Just not much lately. I got to go back and check out what's going on there. Let's see. But on silver, 24.6, you'd be at a 23.9 times face for silver on eBay with a good credit card. 23.9 compared to the big deal up here. 23.9 compared to the junk deal right here. 23.9 compared to 24.07. So it's a better price, and you get dimes instead of quarters, so I would pick those up instead of that. Unless you're shopping elsewhere, you got a better deal going for you. Let's keep going on. Oh my God, I'm all over the place. Hold on, we're going to get on here. And we did the junk. Now, ooh, how about the bag of Mercs? Did those get cheap? 25.7, about 25 times face out the door for a giant bag of Mercs. The MS63 Carson City Morgans are going to be... There's a nice one there. It is in the GSA Horde, 325. So only 194 feedback on this seller. But if you like numismatics, if that's the other thing you collect, nothing wrong with a... is this... oh, is that going to be... That's Annex graded. We don't like the Annex. Let's keep going to something better in the Carson Cities. Yeah, you don't want the Annex or the ICGs. Here is a semi-proof-like, that looks like an NGC. Yep, that's an NGC. Semi-proof-like, I don't know, he's adding descriptors there, but that's pretty nice looking little Morgan right there. And there you go, there you go. So you can trust that coin. 350, not bad for Carson City. If you're going to collect numismatics, I recommend the key dates over just a giant date run. It's the key dates that everybody wants and that appreciate the best. Let's go on to an MS65 Carson City and NGC MS65. Oh, that's New Orleans. Let's go on to... what is this? I don't want the S's. I want the Carson Cities, guys. What is this? PCGS. And it is a... I don't know why I'm getting these 1903 Philadelphias in here. Let's find a Carson City. Here we go. Carson City. Here's a Carson City. That looks like an ICG. How about this one? Is that an NGC? No, that's an Annex. Notice how they make their slabs look like NGC. Here we go. Okay, here we go. This is legit. Looks kind of like a rattler here. 509, and oh, this is the 64 plus that he sneaks into the 65 category, but it probably would upgrade. Looks absolutely perfect there. 509 on that, but he's kind of lying to you. How about this one here? Can we get an NGC out of this? That looks like an NGC slab. Yeah. Oh, he'll take a best offer on this one. Well, there you go. There you go. Best offer, man. Hit this guy with a low best offer, and you might pick up a Carson City Morgan in MS65, the money coin, for something under $500. Then use your 3% rebate card to check out. Yeah, maybe you'll get out of there at $475 or so. That would be a good buy. Okay, let's keep moving here. And if you're just looking for peace dollars, you can buy those all day long in the slab, in high grades. I'm sorry, that is the this is the high relief here. I hit the wrong tab. Here are the MS64s, and surprisingly, they're only 65 bucks or so in a good grade with a good grading company. So yeah, you can pick those up all day long. Someday there won't be any more of those left. Okay, let's move on to what is my 5-ounce Libertad selling for? 2019 is going for 210. That's not a bad price. 2024s are going for 220. We were buying those at 180, so that's still good. I imagine they're selling those. How about a kilo? A kilo, 1122. You're going to be, no, that's worse than the dealer deal. We don't want that. Oh, here's your vintage bar of the day, and don't buy it, but unless you really want some upscale vintage silver, this is a Homestake Mining Company 10.4 ounce odd weight silver bar. It is the holy grail of silver bar. Look at that beauty. Look at how beautiful. The bid is already up to $3,260, and yes, that is $330 an ounce, and it'll sell for more than that. If you see one, oh look, they got the date on there. So vintage bars made in the 70s are more collectible than vintage bars in the 80s, 90s, etc. And there's a small quantity of some of these older bars. So anyway, if you see that at the LCS, you may want to pick that up. If you got a lot of money, well, maybe you want to buy one. I don't think the price on those are going down anytime soon. And you can pick up bars like this on mineral exchanges if you want to spend a lot of money on vintage bars. How about a kilo kook? Kilo kook this morning, 1181 minus 30 bucks. And let's do 1 ounce rounds. Can we get a decent deal today? Big lot of rounds, 34.75, about 33.75 out the door with a good credit card, 75 cents over spot. Stackable Morgans, those will be very nice and very high quality. So you could pick that up from Pinehurst today if you just got to buy silver right now. Or you can wait for a crash and maybe that'll get a lot cheaper. In a tube of 20, you can get silver rounds for 35, 34 out the door, and that is from a good seller with good feedback, and those are Incuse Indians, I think. Just random tube of 20, so you could buy that. That'd be about $1 over. Nothing wrong with those deals. Beats the dealer every day of the week there. Okay, and if you don't have those credit cards, pick those up. Here's a 4.9s round from Scottsdale, and those are going for 36 a coin, 35 out the door after rebate. More expensive on the Scottsdale website. How about a big old 100-ounce bar? Let's find something good in here. And we don't want a 20 ounce, and we don't want, what do we got here? This one is still here, 34.63, 33.63 out the door, about 60 cents over spot. And waiting for a good deal on a nice 100-ounce bar. Okay, yeah, nothing rings my bell there. Let's see, how about a tube of BU Peace dollars, 730, what is that? 739. And from Tri-State Refining, what is this? I don't know. It looks like a Frankenstein mix of peace dollars. I'd like a solid date tube if I'm going to go for that. Let's see. Let's do a tube of Morgan dollars. Oh, and there is a deal I'll show you a little later on BU Morgans. Here you can get BU Morgans for 700. Too small a seller. Don't trust them. Here you can go to Liberty, and they say they are BU Morgans. I'm not sure I trust Liberty on these either. Let's see, let's go up a little bit. AppMex, yeah, I think this may be the deal down below. It'll be cheaper. Well, I don't know. Let's check the price on this. No, these are 21s. The deal down below are pre-21 BU Morgans. That's what I would buy for the numismatic value. So let's just keep going here. I'll show you that pick of the day here in a minute. All right, let's go to cheapest platinum coin is going to be reverse proof. Oh, that's a half-ounce platinum eagle. Oh, you can get a platinum bar for $10.83, about $10.50 out the door. That's not a bad deal right there. Who are you? You are a small feedback seller. Go away. You're going to have to go up to $10.94, and you can buy from Scottsdale here. And unlike their website, where they take weeks and weeks to ship, when it's on eBay, they have a responsibility to ship pretty quickly. Check the listing, but you can be about $10.60 out the door for a Valcambi Platinum bar from Scottsdale, and you could probably trust that listing. Let's go on to 1 gram gold. 1 gram gold has not been panning out for me lately. 115, a 5-pack. I don't know what's wrong with my listing here, but got to remember to fix that. Nothing in the 1 gram gold category. 1/10 gold. Now, gold is usually cheaper on eBay. The larger the gold, the cheaper the deal. 365 in stock, good seller. And that'd be about 355 out the door. Not a bad price for 1/10 random gold. I showed you that yesterday. We don't have to keep going there. That's good enough. How about a 1/10 gold eagle? And no, not the Krugerrands. And 379. $5 delivery. That is good seller, good feedback. Oh, look at that. It's all messed up. What in the world? What in the world is he selling here? Oh my God, somebody had that as a pocket piece. Well, there's a really crappy 1/10 gold eagle. You get out the door at about 370. No. Let's go on to a better seller. Good seller, good feedback, and free shipping. And here is a, he doesn't call it BU, but it looks pretty. Oh, look at that. Look at that copper spot. Yes, U.S. Mint can have rust spots and copper spots. It's happened to me as well. You don't ever expect it, but if it happens to you, there may be a way to remove it. There may not, but I don't like that coin either. 386 from a top-rated seller. Steve's Coin Shop, free shipping, and 100% positive feedback. I showed you this yesterday. That's going to be about 376 out the door for a 1/10 gold eagle. Let's move on to, oh my gosh, quarter-ounce gold eagle. Quarter-ounce gold eagle, not a Liberty head, and Cull Condition Eagles, 916. On this one, you would take $30 off, and you'd be about $8.90. Let's find something nice. Quarter-ounce gold eagle for $9.20. Who are you? Let's see. Good seller, pretty good feedback. Here is a gold eagle, and nothing fancy about that. It's just a BU gold eagle in a slab that somebody paid way too much for, I'm sure, because it has a signature on it from somebody. Who is the signature? Michelle Reagan. Reagan? Okay, I don't even want to know. Anyway, they got the booby prize of MS69. They're going to sell that for $9.20, and then out the door, you're going to be $30 off. You're going to be at $8.90 for a quarter-ounce gold eagle in the slab, and $8.90 compared to a quarter-ounce gold eagle at the big dealers. $8.99. So you're going to save $10. It's going to be in the slab, and if you like that, that's fine. It's authenticated in the slab, so you could leave it there unless you're filling a tube, a Yankee Cannon or something. Anyway, so that's $10 on a quarter-ounce gold eagle. I can't complain about that. Let's move up to random half-ounce gold. Maybe we'll find some Krugerrands or something good in here. Let's see. Got to get past the dogs. And the Liberties. And here we go, JM Bullion. This is going to be out of stock. Why did I click it? Why did I click it? This is why you don't want to shop there, guys. Not reputable. Let's see. Half-ounce Libertad JM Bullion is going to be out of stock. Oh, here's the same children dancing coin. I know you don't like that. Here are random impaired coins, 781, ugly head coins for 785. But the ugly head coins, yeah, that's in stock. It's U.S. sovereign gold. It is a full half-ounce of gold, and probably, you know, we'll bring 98% a spot over at the LCS. So 1785. Let's do the melt on this. Well, no, let's just do 1785 times 0.97 with a good credit card. So you'll be out the door at 1731. And what is the cheapest half-ounce gold? Oh, where'd it go? What is the cheapest half-ounce gold we have at the big dealers? 1781. Let's see. Half-ounce maple is 1768. No, that's not a good deal. Well, we'll compare it to a half-ounce gold eagle. What do you say? 1781 compared to 17. Whoa, did I do my math wrong? 1731. I'm sorry, I got my math wrong. Well, anyway, I'd get the gold eagle over the ugly head coin. Okay, we're missing out. We're gonna have to go to bigger gold, because I am not seeing anything knocking my socks off this morning. Maybe prices have to come down a little bit. Let's do a buffalo. And a buffalo on eagle is 35.75. Good seller, good feedback. 35.75, about 34.70 out the door, and that'll probably beat the dealers by a little bit. 34.70 compared to 34.97, so you'll save 30 bucks a coin on that buffalo. Okay, that's worth highlighting here. Yeah, you could buy that all day long, and it is BU. So save 30 bucks, use those credit cards. You may want to use the PayPal credit card for that. Don't want to use up your Amex discounts too fast. You got to have both those cards, right? I think so. Let's see. And the Amex card works at the grocery store, which is just the bomb. Anyway. Okay, moving on to something better. Can we beat that? Well, we saved 30 bucks on a gold buffalo. And you're probably not going to beat that Costco deal. And what else did I want to do here? Did I skip out of here too fast? Yeah, I always do that. Let's go on. How about the Scottsdale? You got a deal on Scottsdale this morning? 188 would be 37.50 on these stacking lions per ounce. That's not bad. These Rolos, 189. And they carry a nice premium, so that's about 38 an ounce for those Scottsdale Rolos. I just sold one of those actually. Buy them when they're cheap, sell them, when they're not. Let's see, and Engelhard rounds. I haven't clicked this for a very long time. Prospector, 35 bucks. Well, how about that? And he is a good seller, good feedback, $3 shipping. We'll give him that. This one's all beat up though, and he's only got one. Can we do any better than that? 39. Yeah. What is that? Yeah, 39, 42. Nah. Nothing happening there. Come on, let's find some stuff. Here's some stuff in my eBay store. And there you go, right there. And there's there's a bar I pour that's pretty popular. Some other bars I pour that are pretty popular. And I've got some stuff for sale here. Ask me for a friend discount. If you want to pick something up from me, I'll do my best to give you a good deal. Okay, and here is Precious Metals Verifier. What are those going for now? A little over $1,000, and take your 3% off. You'll be at $1,000 for the old version of the Precious Metals Verifier. It'll work just fine. You don't need to pay the extra $500 for the nicer, newer one. Let's see, and the vacuum sealer I highly recommend for sealing those coins that are prone to tarnish. All right, and what's going on here? We got to do the pick of the day, and here's the pick of the day. And I have bought this before. I was happy with it. And they are typically unadulterated pre-33 Morgan dollars. And I'd buy these in the BU fashion. I'd get 20. Hopefully they'll come in a tube. But very, very nice. $48 per coin. These are pre-21s. Okay, you may like that over at SD Bullion. This 3/4 ounce sale, you guys love this. $25.85 over at JM Bullion for these very strange 3/4 ounce Royal Canadian Mint coins that are prone to spotting. Let's go on to the completer coin, and they are running low on these. Providence still has them at 40 bucks an ounce. I think that's going to be a winner in the aftermarket. You saw that I bought a bunch of the 10 ounce. I bought those because they were cheaper per ounce than the 1 ounce. And I like selling 10 ounce more than 1 ounce bars on eBay because I am lazy. What's going on with the Black Flag? The Black Flag is going for... my eyes are going blurry here. 43 bucks. They priced them too high. They're going to have trouble selling all of those. So that is not a good flipper coin. Why? Because it's not close to spot. If you're going to flip coins, you want to get BU coins typically, which this is, but that are closer to spot. Then you have higher potential because people don't want to pay 60 bucks a coin anymore. But if you get something for 3 bucks over spot, 4 bucks over spot, people will pay 10 bucks over spot for a collectible, low mintage, desirable bar. So that has always been the sweet spot of flipping. Coins that are not popular yet, that are not that much over spot, over a Buffalo price, for example, that have potential to go up in the future. Here's a Star Wars bar, but they price these too much right out of the gate. And a lot of these coins, they price too high right out of the gate, which limits your potential. What's going on with this 20 bar lot? Is that it still in stock? I haven't updated these picks of the day for a while. Let's see. Can you get a 1 ounce Germania bar? You know those are hot. And they are, yeah, they're hard to find. You're going to have to pay 38 for one of those. We were buying those all day long at 32 bucks, weren't we? Okay, and 5 peso. Anything going on with this? Everything here's out of stock. I got to eliminate these previous picks of the day. Why are they out of stock? Because they were good deals when I brought them to you. Okay, and ooh, and we are, yeah, everything's out of stock here. Look at those Liberties. Used to be $6.94 for a tube of 20. Don't you love it? 35 bucks. Yeah, man. Okay, let's move on to the commendations and salutations for you guys. I'm going to skip those. And yeah, Vermilion had, bar none, the best deal on those off-quality Silver Eagles the other day. Check him out. Maybe he's still got some. Maybe we'll have a sell-off and you can get those even cheaper. And then Minot and Coinhuskers I recommend highly as well, both for buying and selling. You can support my work with a subscription to Bolden, a free cup of coffee for old Louie, and you can join my membership channel, which you can get to right over here in the join button. It's down here at the bottom of the video. I appreciate each and every one of my members. Welcome new members, and thank you for tithing back to the channel to keep me going here, because I'm not taking the big bucks from the big dealers like a lot of channels are. Anyway, I just want to do my job, right? I just want to be a useful engine. All right, and on Amazon, you can pick these silica packs up, get a bunch of those and throw them into everything, and save time down the road. You don't want to have to remove tarnish. A tarnished coin is an impaired coin unless you clean it, and you clean it very carefully. You can grab a safe if you need one of those. I recommend having 2, one in your garage, throw your war nickels there, and your good safe, well, bury that in the floor and have your good stuff in the good safe. Okay, and we've got other spot deals, and here's the Capital One card. I like that card as well. Here's the chat room, and there's lots of good discussion going on in the chat room. Smart people in there, and I often find deals that they find in the chat room. You tell me about deals, because the community here is actually looking out for each other. They're not trying to screw each other or trying to, you know, earn a commission off each other. So a lot of truth being told in the comments of my videos and in the chat room, and people send me emails all the time. So, you know, you'll find good stuff in here. Sometimes the stuff is so good that it's not real, and you know, when a dealer misprices something, and then everybody jumps on it and buys it, and then they'll cancel your order. So there's that going on in here as well, and also places to sell your gold and silver, which will beat, you know, the JM bullion prices, for example. So get into the chat room, mix it up with the smart people there, and you'll be happy you did. And read the comments of these videos. I think you'll get a lot out of them, and maybe it'll help you correct any mistakes that you have been making. All right, I think I'm going to land this plane. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate it. Here's some other stuff I've poured in the past. And anyway, you guys have a great day. Let's go back and check the spot price. Going to be extremely volatile today. Let's go $44 down on gold, 42 cents down on silver. I'm guessing silver futures busted that 33 mark. These are June futures. July futures are over 33. June futures are under 33. You know, I don't know exactly what the buy points are going to be, but anything could happen today. All right, I'll just let you watch the markets and stock what it is you want, and if it gets cheaper, pull the trigger. Okay, guys, I'll see you later. Louie out.